Welcome back, everybody. Ready to dive deep.
Always. I love these deep dives.
All right, so today we're going to be looking at visionary leadership and how it can help us to accomplish seemingly impossible goals.
Ooh, I like that. Sounds inspiring.
And the inspiration for this deep dive is a story from the New Human Revolution, Volume 3.
Okay, so for folks who might not know, what exactly is the New Human Revolution?
Yeah, so the NHR, it's a novel series about the development of the Soka Gakkai, and it was written by Daisaku Ikeda.
Who SGI members call Sensei.
Right, exactly.
Go on.
But before we jump in, I do want to mention something important just to set the stage.
Sure.
This episode is all about drawing inspiration from the stories and the experiences that are shared in the New Human Revolution.
Okay.
So it's really meant to kind of spark your own reflection
Makes sense.
and encourage you to go even deeper by studying the text for yourself.
So we're not replacing the book.
Exactly. We're just kind of using this story as a jumping off point, you know?
Probably explore a broader concept.
Exactly.
Guess.
I like. So in this particular story, we find Sensei on a plane ride.
Okay, a plane ride.
Sounds pretty ordinary, right?
Yeah, not exactly where I'd expect a lesson in leadership.
You'll be surprised. Even midair Sensei's mind is on something extraordinary.
Okay, now you've got me curious.
All right, so picture this. Sensei's on this plane, and he goes over to his companions, most of whom are resting, and apologizes for interrupting.
Oh, okay.
And then he says, there's something important I want to discuss with you all.
All right, so what is it? What's so important that he has to interrupt their rest?
He announces his plan to establish a general chapter for Asian countries outside of Japan.
Whoa, hold on. That's a big deal.
Right. This is like back when the SGI was mainly in Japan.
Yeah.
And he's talking about creating districts in Indonesia, the Philippines, Sri Lanka, Taiwan.
Wow. That's incredibly ambitious.
And to add to that, keep in mind that the membership in these countries was tiny at the time.
Like, how tiny are we talking?
Sri Lanka, for instance, only had 2 known members at that point.
2. Wow, you're serious. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a bold vision.
So I can imagine the leaders traveling with Sensei are pretty surprised.
Oh, absolutely. We're totally taken aback by this.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like an impossible feat at the time.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
But Sensei addresses their concerns head on and with a powerful statement.
I'm all ears.
He says, first we have to create a vision and then think about how to go about realizing it.
That's so interesting because it really flips the script on how most people approach challenges, right?
Absolutely.
We tend to focus on what's wrong or what's missing, what we can't do.
Right, exactly.
But Sensei's approach, it starts with the what could be.
It's like building a house,
Oh, yeah.
You don't start with a pile of lumber and say, well, this is all I have, so I guess this is the best I can do.
Right.
You start with the blueprint, the vision of what you want to create, and then you figure out how to make it happen.
I love that analogy. That's a good one.
Yeah, it really highlights how a strong vision can serve as like a roadmap,
Totally. And it can guide your actions even when you encounter those unexpected challenges along the way.
Exactly. And to illustrate his point even further, Sensei brings up the example of his mentor, Jose Toda.
The second president of the Soka Gakkai.
Yes. Toda faced this monumental task of rebuilding the organization after World War II,
Oh, wow.
when Japan was in ruins.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine the despair, the sense of loss that permeated society at that time?
It must have been just overwhelming, right?
Right.
But even in the midst of all that devastation, Toda set an incredibly audacious goal.
Which was?
750,000 households practicing Nichiren Buddhism.
Talk about setting the bar high.
I know, right? Talk about visionary leadership.
Absolutely. It's incredible they don't let those current circumstances dictate their aspirations.
They refuse to be limited by what seems realistic at the time.
Exactly.
And this is where Sensei's point really hits home.
Okay, tell me more.
He says staunch realists tend to become conservative.
Now, that is a statement worth unpacking. He's not saying that practicality is unimportant, right? Right. What he's highlighting is the danger of becoming so fixated on what is that we lose sight of what could be.
It's that fear of stepping outside our comfort zones, challenging the status quo.
We become so accustomed to those limitations that we stop believing in the power of possibility.
And that's where true growth and innovation are stifled.
It's in those moments of daring to dream big,
Yes.
of envisioning a future that seems impossible, that we unlock our true potential.
So to bring this back to our listeners,
Yes.
how often do we allow ourselves to dream big, to envision a future that seems almost too good to be true?
That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Are we playing it safe, settling for what's comfortable and familiar? Or are we willing to embrace the unknown and pursue a vision that inspires us, even if it seems daunting at first? It's like that saying, shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
Ah, I love that. It really captures what we're talking about, having the courage to aim high,
Yeah, set those ambitious goals.
even if they seem out of reach.
And that's exactly what Sensei did on that plane ride. He didn't let the reality of limited membership stop him. He saw the potential.
Right.
He envisioned a future where the SGI could flourish.
And he inspired others to share in that vision.
Absolutely. And think about the impact that must have had on those leaders.
Oh, yeah, they went from feeling overwhelmed
Yeah, by the impossible.
but being energized by the potential.
It's really a testament to the power of inspiration, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we're surrounded by people who believe in us,
Yeah.
it unlocks something within us.
It creates a ripple effect.
It does.
Sensei's belief in those leaders
Mm.
and his commitment to that vision, it just like spreads outwards
Mm.
and motivates them to step up,
And that's a key takeaway for all of us.
even if we're not leading a global organization,
Yeah, we all have that capacity to inspire.
whether it's our families, our colleagues, or our communities.
Our passion and dedication can have a huge impact on others.
So think about someone who's inspired you in your own life.
What qualities did they have that drew you to them?
I bet it wasn't just their skills or accomplishments.
Yeah.
It was probably their belief in you, their unwavering support,
Their ability to see your potential.
even when you doubted yourself,
And that's the kind of leadership we can all cultivate.
regardless of our title or position,
It's about encouraging each other to grow, you know?
to strive for something greater than ourselves.
Absolutely. So as we're wrapping up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
What is that seemingly impossible vision you've been holding back on?
That dream you've been too afraid to pursue because it seems too big?
Too daunting.
Remember Sensei's words? First, we have to create a vision, and then think about how to go about realizing it.
Don't let the limitations of today extinguish the fire of your dreams.
Embrace the power of possibility, believe in yourself.
Surround yourself with people who believe in you and take that first step towards making your vision a reality.
And don't forget, if you're finding this deep dive inspiring, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.
Let's spread that message, you know?
That even amidst the ordinary, we can create something extraordinary. It's really amazing how, like, a simple plane ride,
Yeah.
can become the setting for such a powerful lesson in leadership.
It really is. It speaks to how, you can find inspiration anywhere.
You just have to be open to it.
Exactly. And before we wrap up, I just wanted to reiterate, that this episode was inspired by a story from the New Human Revolution, Volume 3.
Yes. Encourage you to explore the book further for a deeper understanding of everything we're talking about.
It's full of, wisdom and insights.
Yeah, and it can offer guidance on your own journey.
For sure.
And remember, whether you're leading a team, a family, or just striving to live a more fulfilling life,
The principles we talked about today.
can help you create that positive change.
So start with a vision.
Believe in yourself.
And never underestimate the power of inspiration.
Beautifully said. So we'd love to hear from you. What seemingly impossible vision are you ready to bring to life?
Share your thoughts in the comments.
And as always, if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.
We'll be back with more fascinating explorations into the world of ideas.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Happy exploring.